This cannot be ignored. As a growing concern for some people, this is starting to be a bigger issue than it should be, and it surrounds LeBron James and his defense. As an NBA scout who spoke up recently, had some wild accusations about LeBron and his efforts on that end of the ball. There is something, however, that Scout was missing that just can't be ignored. What's good? I'm Okechi Apakama, and this is Lakers Digest coming at you with another video. And before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to get those Laker updates, because the regular season is over and the postseason is here, guys. So if you guys don't want to miss any of those Laker updates, make sure you guys are subscribed to Lakers Digest. All right, with that out of the way, let's hop straight into the topics we have for you today. And an NBA scout has a wild theory about LeBron. So, with the playoffs just around the corner and the Lakers heading in as a 3 seed, we're taping this before the games are being played on Sunday, so we don't know who the Lakers are playing at this moment. But there has been some concerns being raised about the Los Angeles Lakers and their sustainability of their defense and how long they're going to be able to play good defense. And they were one of the better defensive teams from January up until the beginning of March. And then it started to fall off a little bit while their offense started to tick up a little bit. So a big concern of what people are concerned about their Lakers defense is LeBron James, and if he can hold up on that side of the ball at age 40 years old and in his 22nd season. And this was from Brian Windhorst, an article that he had for ESPN, as an anonymous scout said that LeBron could be exposed on defense in the playoffs. And the thing, LeBron is, he is not going to foul. You can score on him with the right matchup, with the right personnel. He can be exposed on defense in the playoffs. He's amazing. Take nothing from him, but it's a worry. So that is what that NBA scout proclaimed there about LeBron James and him not wanting to foul in certain situations. And I think that is just goes back on LeBron James, who hasn't fouled out much in his NBA career. I think in his 22-year career, he's probably fouled out 5 times. It's a ridiculous number. But from that assessment, that is what that scout was sort of seeing. And there's a little bit more that from that article from Brian Windhorst and what that scout was talking about, as he said his concern is that there's still a lack of individual defensive talent on the roster. Redick has done a tremendous job of crafting a system that worked during the regular season, but with teams likely to target James, Doncic, and Reaves in the playoffs, how will the Lakers deal with the overall potential 2-month grind? So he does bring up an interesting point, because yeah, that is going to be a grind for the Los Angeles Lakers, and it isn't the regular season. However, though, I believe he is betting against one of the greatest competitors that we've seen in this generation in LeBron James. And there is more to it with this Laker defense. And the scout even talked about it, how the Lakers and Redick schemes have been great for this team, and they've been using it to their abilities. And the Lakers are a bit of a different team here with a different build, obviously after trading Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic, but also just with the amount of forwards and the size they have on the wing and the perimeter. So the Lakers are a team that only really implores one big man, that is Jackson Hayes, and he's a guy that doesn't play too many minutes here, and his minutes could decrease here once we get to the playoffs, but we'll see, obviously depending on the matchup, because that is going to be a big thing for Jackson Hayes' minutes. But just for the Los Angeles Lakers and their sake, LeBron James being a liability, I think there has to be dispel of that notion. And to really understand how LeBron works for the Laker defense, you have to understand the Laker defense. So the Lakers have a very anticipatory defense. And so what that means is the Lakers are a very high basketball IQ team, and they do a lot of switching and swarming, but they're doing this early. So they have a lot of guys who are very intelligent, very good in the passing lanes. Those guys being LeBron James, Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic was one of the league leaders in steals, and that doesn't happen by accident. That happens because he has very good anticipatory feel, and he's a guy on the offensive side of the ball who really understands things that well. So some of those things obviously translate defensively, because these guys are very cerebral guys. And then you can even throw a guy like Austin Reaves, who usually ends up being the league or the team leader for charges for the Lakers squad. So I want to show you guys here some stats for LeBron James. And this was during that run the Lakers had when they were going on that 8-game winning streak through, I believe it was like parts of February and then into March there. So LeBron James during that point was number 2 in the NBA in defensive win shares, meaning so anytime that he was on the floor and because defensively he was boosting Lakers value to help garnish some of those wins there. And he also posted a 105 defensive rating, which will put him at near one of the top defensive ratings for individual players at that point in time of the season. And this is where the Lakers were playing some really serious basketball, really getting into teams and really forcing them to score under 92 points. Excuse me, not 92, 102 points there. So the Lakers did a very good job of really containing teams and not really letting them get to their bread and butter in that situations. And LeBron James was a big key factor in this. So a thing that a lot of people don't really notice about LeBron is he is one of the biggest communicators for the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to the defensive end. This guy's voice is probably the most important thing the Los Angeles Lakers have when it comes to defensive schemes because of his anticipatory understanding of the game and just knowing where to be in certain spots. So LeBron James, who has always been an A1 athlete, obviously his athleticism has declined over the years and he can't do some of those super crazy things that he was doing in those Miami Heat days. But he still has the high IQ and the mind for the game. Pun intended. So he does a very good job of getting to certain spots before the other teams will really realize what happens. And that's because LeBron knows every play in the book and knows where to be. And because of his strong and loud voice, he's able to direct his teammates to do that certain thing. So understanding that the Lakers have an anticipatory defense, this is how LeBron James is able to thrive defensively. And the way the Lakers scheme things, that's how it sort of looks. So that NBA scout, he was talking about how that the Lakers would have LeBron sort of like switch and sort of avoid fouls, so to speak. So this gets me to my next topic, as this is LeBron's role in the defense. So LeBron generally is going to be the backline help. And this change sort of happened really when the Lakers traded Anthony Davis. And then LeBron James started to play some more defensive 5, especially in those lineups without Jackson Hayes, which is tending to be more and more. So he's a guy that tends to be on the back line, and he is very beneficial on that side of the ball because you do not want him necessarily on the point of attack, not because he can't do it, but because he is more valuable to your team on the back line, talking to teammates, helping guys really figure out where to go and things of that nature. So LeBron James, I just want to show you guys a clip here of just that anticipatory feel and how it helps the teammates. So watch LeBron on this play here as he is not really getting into the action here or switching out to the ball handler, but he's staying on the back line and communicating with teammates. And he was able to use those quick hands and speed that he still has to this day in year 22 to get that steal. Like I said, just look at LeBron here. The whole entire time, just sort of seeing the play develop and then being able to use his anticipatory feel to get that steal and a run out there. So the Los Angeles Lakers, that's how they play defense. That is how they're able to really stifle teams with that switch and swarm tactic. I'll show you another clip here for the Los Angeles Lakers. And then this is just a great feel of pairing with Finney Smith and LeBron. So LeBron, anticipatory feel, he cuts off Narji's driving angle, and then Finney Smith with a great closeout forces PJ Tucker to drive, and then LeBron again gets in his way. He is still a stout guy at 6'6", 250, and he can still move very fast in a straight line speed. So like I said, one more time, he's able to cut off Najee Marshall. And then this is the important part here. Finney Smith with a closeout, and then LeBron James is able to wall off a guy like PJ Washington. And you are able to do that because the Lakers are using that switch and swarm technique and that anticipatory feel to really beat guys to the spot. So the necessary need for the quote unquote shot blocking, or just how people are used to seeing the paint being protected. This is a different version of how the Lakers are able to be successful for it. So instead of like blocking the shot at the rim like they sort of used to, or we've seen in years past with a guy like Anthony Davis, they're able to beat guys to the spot so they aren't able to be in an offensive scoring position to score the basketball. And that is a big thing that is being really missed here from the analysis from the scout, as he is looking at it as sort of like a monolith, and a one-term thing is like, oh yes, just one-on-one defense. But the Lakers don't play one-on-one defense. They play a very sound team defensive game, and they use a lot of switch and swarm tactics to really help cover for one another. And it's the talking from a guy like LeBron James and the anticipatory feel of him, Luka Doncic, Dorian Finney-Smith, and even some of the guys off the bench, Jerry Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, and even Austin Reaves, who tends to be one of the leaders in charges drawn, which is another way that you can defend the paint as well. So the Lakers have all of these things working for them, and that is how they're able to use their defense as leverage. And this is different than the regular season because there isn't going to be any back-to-backs to worry about. So you are going to be well rested in between games, especially in those first couple of rounds there, where the Lakers are definitely going to be needing that defense to really help them carry them through stretches. But let us know in the comments down below of what you guys think. Do you guys think the scout is in the right about LeBron James sort of being a liability on defense, or in the more realm of my thinking, and how LeBron James can really be an amplifier on this end of the ball because of his anticipatory feel, and how he's able to use his voice to help his other teammates thrive? Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. And just one more thing for us, guys, there is 80% of you who have recently watched our videos who are not yet subscribed to the channel just yet. And if you guys want more of that Laker news, Laker updates, trade rumors, game recaps, just every and all things LA Lakers, you guys are gonna come right here to Lakers Digest so you don't miss any of that action, guys. All right, I've been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.